Okay, my name is Jared, and we're going to go over some questions that people typically ask me that like beginner videos don't really explain. So this isn't going to be like a start to finish kind of beginner course, like, oh, let's go over the strings, let's go over some basic chords and whatnot, which we may go over some basic chords, but I just want to clarify that this isn't one of those kinds of videos. So to start out, one of the questions I just got asked recently is I've just started playing and I've learned some new chords, but I can't seem to get like the chord sounding the way I want it. How the person described it to me is that their fingers may be a little bit stubby and they're kind of like hitting the other strings. So my advice to y'all would be just arch y'all's fingers. It's gonna take some time. So I just want to be very upfront with y'all that nothing with guitar is immediate. I mean, I've been playing 20 years and I am nowhere near an advanced player. I'd probably consider myself intermediate level. But you can, there's always room for improvement, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So first, to start out arching your fingers, the biggest issue I see people do myself, I used to teach, but I don't really do that anymore. So one of the things I used to see my students do is they would do what we used to call pancake hand. So back when I was in orchestra for like 15 years, like 10 years ago, we used to have a term for something when someone would kind of like choke the neck. It's called pancake hand, and that's when your hand is literally just pancake to the neck. You don't want to do that. You want it to be nice and like open, kind of like parallel with the fretboard. Because if you do that, you're going to get some like chords that don't sound right. Like, you can hear how I'm missing notes. It's not supposed to sound like that. So let's start out with a C major chord, for example. So you do the 3rd fret on the 5th string, the A string. Then you do the 2nd fret on the 4th string, the D string. Then you do the open 3rd string, G. And then you do the 1st fret on the B string, which is the 2nd string. So if you do that pancake hand technique, for example, with a C major chord, it's going to be... You're going to like miss some notes. You can't hear that E and you can't really hear that G. Like, so my tip to y'all is just make sure that y'all's hands are nice and straight. It looks weird and it's going to hurt at first. But the longer that y'all hold this position, the more comfortable it gets. So what I usually say is start one string at a time. So let's say you're doing C major. So start with the C. Then you add that E into the mix, that 2nd fret on the 2nd string. See how it's like nice and clear? Then you add that open G string into the mix. Still nice and clear. And then you add that final C on the 1st fret on the B string. Nice and clear. So just keep doing that. You really want to just keep doing that until your wrist starts hurting. The main reason the wrist is so important is because you could get carpal tunnel. I personally have carpal tunnel. I picked up some bad habits over the years, but I mean, it's something I'm trying to get over myself. But the left hand, keeping it open like that, will definitely help prevent things like that. That, arthritis, a lot of other issues that can come with playing musical instruments. So yeah, the biggest step is just open hand. Like pretend you have like a golf ball in your hands while you're trying to play it. You want to keep like an inch of space between your wrist and your fretboard. So, and you could do that with all other chords too. So your A minor chord, your open A string, your 2nd fret on the D string, your 2nd fret on G string, 1st fret on the B string. You could do that as well too. Just make sure you have that nice space. Otherwise, it's missing stuff. It sounds like it's missing notes. How I can help y'all view this is I'm gonna move my camera real quick so y'all could see it. So it is going to be a lot like that. You see how my fingers are arched? That's how you want your fingers to be. Now, like I mentioned before, it comes with time. The more you practice, the better it gets. You just want to kind of nip those bad habits in the bud, like from the get-go, so that way you're not choking up on the neck like that. It's nice and free. Because honestly, when it's nice and free, it helps you all around the fretboard too. So you go from like your C to your A to your D to your G. Chord changes are quicker. If you're doing that, it's not so fast. So that's my biggest tip for y'all for this first video. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Thank you.